In the early years of the German occupation of Belgium, one young woman stepped into a role few dared. She led Allied airmen from the wreckage of war towards freedom. Yet after hostilities ended, she disappeared, almost as if her wartime self was left behind in the hidden trails of escape. This is the story of the woman who helped the Allies escape and then vanished after the war. The year is 1940. Nazi Germany has invaded Belgium. The skies above Europe are thick with Allied bombers. Many will be shot down, those airmen stranded behind enemy lines. In Belgium, a network emerges to help them. Safe houses, trains, routes over the mountains. Our central figure, Andrée de Jongh, nicknamed Day. Born in Brussels in 1916, she is a nurse trainee and commercial artist. When the occupation begins, she volunteers for the Red Cross, but soon becomes involved in helping downed airmen. Her father, Frederick, gives her support. By 1941, together with others, she is setting up what will become the notorious escape line known as the Comet Line, from Belgium, through France, across the Pyrenees into neutral Spain, then on to Britain. This network is dangerous. The Gestapo is ruthless. Helpers risk everything. The Comet Line begins modestly. Train journeys from Brussels to Paris, then onward to Bayonne and the foothills of the Pyrenees. Guides take the men across mountain passes into Spain. The logistics are daunting. False identity cards, civilian clothes, safe houses, railway tickets. The terrain is hostile, border guards vigilant, the risk of betrayal always present. Andrée de Jongh makes dozens of trips. One account, she personally escorted 118 people to safety, including more than 80 airmen. One RAF pilot later recalled how small and young she seemed, yet she carried authority and courage. Her codename was Postman because of how messages and men moved through her network. The line grows, but so does the danger. By late 1942, the Gestapo begins making huge arrests. Helpers are betrayed, farms raided, safe houses compromised. January 15, 1943 becomes pivotal. At a safe house near the French-Spanish border in Orugan, de Jongh is betrayed and arrested along with 3 evaders. She is interrogated, tortured, sent to prisons, then to the women's concentration camp Ravensbrück, then to Mauthausen. Despite all, she refuses to betray her helpers. Meanwhile, the Comet Line is decimated, many of its members executed or sent to camps. Yet the line continues, rescuing hundreds more. This chapter brings a question. What happens to the rescuer when the war ends? For de Jongh, the rescue role ends, but the story continues. In April 1945, Allied and Soviet forces free the camps. Andrée de Jongh returns to Brussels in 1945, gaunt and ill. She is celebrated, awarded the British George Medal, the U.S. Medal of Freedom, honors from Belgium and France. But something unusual happens. Rather than staying in the spotlight, she steps away. She works far from Europe, in leprosy hospitals in the Belgian Congo and Ethiopia. It is as though after saving others, she opted for anonymity and service rather than fame. Here begins the vanishing phase. Post-war Europe is busy rebuilding, celebrating veterans, memorializing heroes. But many escape line workers fade into obscurity. De Jongh's path, she works overseas, she does not seek the limelight. She does not marry, she lives modestly. At times historians and documentaries rediscover her story, but she remains lesser known than many male war heroes. What does vanished mean here? Not that she literally disappeared, but that her post-war identity recedes from the public eye. She did not remain in the center of war celebration, she returned to service quietly.
Her story invites a reflection. How many women of the resistance simply disappeared into the background of peacetime? Many told little, wrote less, refused publicity. Let's zoom in on one dramatic crossing. In late 1942, de Jongh leads a group of Allied airmen from Paris to Bayonne, then on foot over the Pyrenees. Heavy rain, snow, patrols, exhaustion. One guide falters, one airman falls ill. Yet they press on under the shadows of mountain ridges. Upon reaching the Spanish side, near San Sebastián, they reach the British consulate, safety. That success impresses MI9 and cements Allied support of the Comet Line. The cost is huge. The Gestapo arrests dozens. Many are executed. De Jongh's father is executed. She is betrayed next. The network is wounded, but not broken. This mission illustrates the stakes, the courage, and the human cost hidden behind each successful escape headline. Why does Andrée de Jongh's story matter today? Several threads. The role of civilians, and particularly women, in wartime rescue and escape networks. The moral agency of ordinary people in extraordinary times. The question of what happens after the war. Heroism does not end with victory. Many helpers still carry scars. Memory and recognition. How many stories remain unknown or undertold? In Belgium, the Comet Line's role is honored, but internationally her name is still less well known. One author wrote, "Brave, good, caring, mostly forgotten people." For Ghana, Africa, and across the world, the story shows that freedom is maintained by many more than the armies that fought. It is maintained by the hidden paths, the mountain guides, the women in safe houses who refused to yield. After the war, de Jongh turned to humanitarian work. She worked in leprosy hospitals in the Belgian Congo and Ethiopia, an ironic turn, from rescuing pilots to caring for the sick and marginalized. She never sought major publicity. She rarely gave interviews. Many of her fellow escape line workers died early or remained silent. The passage of time swallowed many names. Yet in recent years, memorials, documentaries, and books have brought her back into view. Still, the vanish in the title remains apt, not because she disappeared physically, but because history almost forgot her, until we remembered. We owe a debt to such helpers, not just the famous, but the quiet, brave, unsung. We have followed the journey of Andrée de Jongh, from young Belgian nurse to leader of a daring escape line, from capture and survival to quiet post-war service. She helped hundreds of Allied airmen escape Nazi-occupied Europe, and then vanished from the spotlight, choosing service over fame. If you found this story meaningful, please like this video, share it, and subscribe for more untold stories of World War II. Thank you for watching, and thank you for remembering.